All right, so now we're just going to go over here, actually, the measuring part of the cure with the instrument. In the SOP, it goes through first explaining how you clear out the information page. So if you have a screen on the ElmaTear like this where you have a bunch of different numbers and someone just finished doing their testing, you have to actually get to a page where it's all cleared out and you can start testing. So the first thing is when you have a page like this, and I have one right now on the instrument, so what you have to do when you first walk up, remember, got to make sure this screw is good. Okay, we're tight, ready to go. So then the next thing is we got to clear this out, and how we do that is on the test page. So if someone left it on the report page, you can either click on test up here or you can click on OK, and it brings you back to the test page. On the test page, we have to go down here to where it says new, and we want to do a new test. That's why it's called the new button. So now it says new test. Delete the current test results. Are you sure? Oh yeah, I'm sure. So clear that out so we can start our test. Okay, now we're ready to go. So just from our previous video, we had a couple samples that had machine direction. If you need to write down which one's a machine or a cross direction to keep them straight, go right ahead. It is not a problem if this thing tears through your labeling. So we put that into our nice little grips here. Again, all I know is, as of now, that if it faces on the white side towards you or the black side towards you, it hasn't really been showing any issues. But what is important, though, is when you're testing the cross direction, that you don't load it like this, all right? You got to load it in just like everything else. But you have to make sure that those are the last 3 samples you test. So we got our sample in. We're going to close our clamps. If by any chance you get to this point and you forget what to do, luckily the screen tells you right here in this blue bar, place specimen in clamps, then cut with knife. So we got our specimen in, clamps are closed. We're going to come over here to our knife. It's going to come through, give us a little slit, and then we got to push it back, and it's good to go. All right, and then all you got to do, which is a lot easier for you than me, is push the release button. So bear with me for a second. And that's the sound it makes, and then it clicks. The second click is when you can go back up here, grab this arm, and pull it forward to you. Now we're back. It's got everything ready. The other thing to keep in mind before you push these buttons is this is pretty good to tell you if it's level. So you need to have this level. You have to have this tight. You have to have this level. And then also right after you do the knife and you let go of it, take a quick look at it and make sure that it's not shaking too much. If it's not shaking too much, then go right ahead and pull it and tear it. So then after you do that, you open up your grips, pull out your sample, just throw them to the side because we'll toss them out into the recycle bin. And then you can see already, there's your first piece of information. So on the side here, you're going to get a percentage of the full. So the weight there can go max 16.78 newtons. We're only at 5.440. The machine is automatically going to yell at you if you're at 20% or 80%. If that happens, you can either retest by using this little button here, and you go and click on one of these here, so it'll yell at you and say retest, and it goes to 0, and all you got to do is you got to take another machine direction and put it in there, and then you run it, and you're going to get that information. Or the other thing is, if even you do the retest and it still doesn't come out good enough and yells at you and this is all in red, what you'll have to end up doing is either go up a weight to the C from a B, or go down to an A from your B. And again, if you do that, you're going to have to go cut out a new sample probably and verify your pendulum and go through all these steps. All right, so that's pretty much the basics of how to do your tests. If you have any questions, again, here's your SOP, and you can always give me a page even on the weekends or nights. My extension is 118, so just dial 118 and leave me a message, and I'll help you out personally if that's an issue. If any of this information here doesn't help you or any of these YouTube videos, let me know. Otherwise, I do believe that is about all you need to know. The only thing is, since it's really hard for me to actually get this to go with only one hand and the other hand on the camera, just remember, you're going to load your machine directions into the machine the same way you would for your cross directions, just like that, okay? And then once you're all done, this is going to get full of information. It's going to jump over to the report page. And for now, before we change your regular sheet, what you need to do is first start with the machine direction, MD, mean, which is this number right here. You're going to take that number and you're going to come over here, machine direction, average, and you're just going to write it down in this box. Remember to bring up your lot number and your roll number, and you're going to do this for each roll so you can actually see how it goes, you know, from roll to roll. Just like, for example, here we have roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all from the same lot, and you can actually follow along how our cures went up and down, up and down. What we want to avoid is having something go all the way down and even go under 6 newtons. If it's under 6 newtons, stays under 6 newtons, or keeps going under 6 newtons, we're probably going to have that return from Warsaw, so just keep that in mind for now. That's not true for every single material, but I would say almost all but 2 so far that I know of are definitely need to be above 6 newtons. So if you're wondering about that, that number right here is going to show up. The next number to remember is your standard deviation right here. That's going to go into the box right next to your average, right? Standard deviation, machine direction, and then your CD and your other CD values right here. And those are going to come right in here. So again, the SOP has all that information if you need it. The last page of the SOP actually goes in, and here is a really good little example of what I was talking about. So that's the machine direction average, machine direction standard deviation, cross direction average, cross direction standard deviation. Just put those in the box. So again, if you need any more information, check this out. If not, check some of the other videos here. And if none of that helps, well, give me a call and I'll make sure to help you out. But all right, there you go. Good luck, and let me know if you think we can do anything better. All right, thanks.